I'm happy to be joined today on Primetime Local News by a familiar face. A lot of people will probably know you. Greg Johnson, also known as the Tornado Hunter. Greg, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Well, luckily today we're not talking about a tornado or anything destructive. We're chatting about you coming to Lloydminster here October 26th and 27th for a camera workshop. So, Greg, tell me if people sign up for this, what can they learn?
Well, really, this is a workshop designed to teach people how to use their, fancy digital camera. We live in a world these days where everyone's, carrying around a phone with a great camera on it, and I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I just pull out my phone and I take a picture, and that's all well and good, but it turns out that your camera can actually take better photos than your phone can. And the problem with our cameras is that they're kind of confusing, hard to understand, and people take it out of the box and they go, "Oh my God, there's a lot to this thing." Well, I'm going to spend 2 days in Lloyd and teach people how to use that camera.
And I think it is intimidating too, Greg, when you look at these cameras because they can do so much and they come with these thick manuals. And it's
Yeah,
like, how am I ever going to understand that? You figure out the basics and then, oh, I'm taking a good few couple pictures. That's it. But as you
yeah,
said, they can do so much more. So, in essence, you're taking that big manual and making it so people can understand.
yeah. In fact, we don't even get into the manual. What I
Mhm.
what I what I do is I break down how the camera works and spend a few minutes doing that, and then we just get into actually shooting and understanding why some photos turn out good, why some turn out not so good, and how to take photos of, for example, I mean, across this entire country, really around the world, over the last few weeks, we've seen these incredible auroras, these incredible night skies. And how do we get a picture of that and really make it pop and make people look at your photos and go, "Wow, that's so cool." And that's my goal, is to show people how the actual camera works to get the best results.
Now, these are 2-day workshop, Greg, 2-day workshops, Greg. So when you sign up, are you signing up for 2 days or are these two separate workshops?
No, it's one workshop. It's 2 days long, and I kind of guarantee for people that they're going to come out of there going, "Wow, that was awesome!" And my goal is always the same. I want to entertain people. I want to educate them, and most importantly, I kind of want to inspire them to get out and shoot and see the world and get outside. And that's what I do for a living, chasing storms and photographing weather phenomenon all over the place. And I also get to travel to places like Africa and up north to the Yukon and Nunavut and all these really interesting places with my camera. And I've always believed that anyone can take great photos. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. And so, if we can give people those tools, they're just going to fall in love with the hobby.
If people do sign up for these workshops, what do they have to bring with them?
A camera, and that's about it. A charged battery and a card in the camera. And a lot of people are rocking cameras that are sitting in a closet in their house. Maybe they've tried it out a few times, and they say things like, "Oh my God, my I can take just as good of a photo on my phone, and I don't have to worry about hauling this big camera around." But as I said, I know we can get better photos than what we can get on our phone.
And is there a certain age that the cameras have to be? If it's an older digital camera, does that matter? Do they have to all be DSLRs, or how can you figure out, I guess, if the camera you have in your closet is one that can be used for this workshop?
I always say to people, don't go buy something for the workshop. Use the one that you already have. And the reason is that you may realize and may pick up some stuff in the workshop where you go, "Oh, now when I go to make my purchasing decision, when I go down to the store, I'll know exactly what it is I'm looking for." Rather than going and getting something and then getting to, "Oh man, I shouldn't have bought this," kind of thing. But we can cover all of that on that weekend as well. And only have a few seats left. I've had a real good response in Lloyd every time I've ever been there, and I've been to Lloyd, probably 6 times in the past. So we've got a good following up in that area of the province.
Well, I know we see your photos and you are in the middle of tornadoes and you're taking these amazing pictures. Most of the people taking this shop or the workshop will not be doing that. But as you mentioned, there's the aurora and a lot of people are fascinated, even snowstorms and snowflakes and things like that. They'll want to get close-ups. And so do you kind of go through all that if you've got some, people that are really obsessed with weather and they want to learn how to take better photos, even of things not as exciting as the tornadoes that you chase?
Well, yeah, the thing is about the camera is, believe it or not, and I better watch what I say here, but it's all math. Cameras are math, and when you understand the math, there's really nothing that you can't shoot. So whether you want to go out and shoot aurora, you want to photograph tornadoes, you want to photograph your kid's hockey game, picture family photos, the math and the physics behind the camera are the same no matter what you're shooting. And once you understand that, the whole world of the camera kind of opens up. And I would say I would say every workshop I've ever done, I see everyone has a moment at some point in the weekend where it clicks, right? There's a switch that kind of goes off and they go, oh, okay, I get this now. It makes sense. And then when you go read the manual or you watch that YouTube video, or you talk to that person who, now it all starts to make sense because you kind of know what you know now.
All right, Greg. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. So once again, October 26th and 27th is the Lloydminster workshop. Again, as you said, only a few seats left. So what is the cost and where can people find the information to register?
Well, it's cameraadventures.ca, and the workshop is $395 for the 2 days. And like I said, I always guarantee that everyone is going to come out of there with better knowledge and understanding and getting great photos.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Greg, once again. And we're looking forward to having you here in Lloydminster. And hopefully there'll be a bunch of people that'll take some amazing pictures after this weekend.
Yeah, you may see some paparazzi on the streets over the next few days.
All right. Thanks so much, Greg.